Hey, Bastich B for 64K and welcome to vlog number 37.
Welcome to 64K, hosted by Bastich B.
And welcome back. So if you're new to this channel, this is a vlog. I do these probably every second month and give you updates on the channel and things that are happening, new shows that are coming out and that sort of thing. So on this episode, we're going to talk about the Games Room Tour, which is up and coming. It'll be out in probably about a week or so. So it's already done, and it's about this whole place, putting together this whole games rooms, more than room. And I had a series called Under Construction. It's part of the Games Room, and I've been showing it. There's been 9 episodes so far, from nothing to what it is right now. So it's really cool to have it like finally done, and I got a little teaser trailer which is going to be released soon anyway, but here it is. You can check it out to give you a little taste of what the video will have in store.
The Games Room Tour 2022.
And I can start talking about some of the other new series that are going to be starting on the channel. Of course, I always like to keep it fresh. If anybody that watches this channel on a regular basis, you know that there's always different series being introduced and ongoing. I always go back to the old ones. So the channel is never, stagnant. You're not just going to see the same old thing all the time. So one of those new series is called Judge and Jury. It came out about a week or so ago. You might have seen it, you may have missed it. It's Amiga dedicated. I've always wanted to do a series of videos, or at least cover the Amiga in a lot more detail. I just never got around to it. I do so much C64 stuff that I just never seem to have time for it. Anyway, so this is actually dedicated to Amiga games. It's not only myself, but a bunch of guests, and we kind of go back and look at classic Amiga games, or games that are considered classics, and we determine whether they still hold up today and are still fun to play. So the first episode we look at a bunch of shooters, and you should check that one out. It's pretty good. We're busy working currently on the second episode, so that'll be up in maybe a month or so you can look forward to that. I hope you enjoy this new series. And another new series, or kind of series anyway, it's I'm going to be doing a whole lot of collaborations. I'm doing collaborations with Retro Gamer Nation. If you guys watch 64K, then you probably watch Retro Gamer Nation. I would consider it one of the best, if not one of the best, top C64, Commodore 64 kind of channels on YouTube. Top quality stuff, bar none. So Louis does great roundup videos of C64 games, like new stuff. We teaming up. We're both going to be on each other's channels, so it's going to be in a variety of different ways. I've already recorded a whole lot of stuff and sent it to him, so I'll be in one of the Retro Gamer Nation videos up and coming, and I'm currently developing a series for me and Louis to be in on this channel, and it's going to be about Commodore 64 licensed games, like movie licensed games. I know you guys love that kind of thing, and this is going to be completely dedicated to that, with both of us in it. So that's a little ways off. I've got a lot to work out, but that is in the works currently. But you can look out for me appearing in one of his episodes soon, and it'll be ongoing. And I think this is great because our audiences are pretty much the same. I'm sure like a lot of you guys watch Retro Gamer Nation, and it's excellent, and it just makes sense, and we both like each other's work, so it's gonna work out pretty well, I think. And on to more recently released videos. I hope some of you guys have checked out the Arcade series. Arcades, the Universal Language, Part 1 and 2. And just released those over the last few weeks. They've done extremely well, which I'm pretty pleased with. And you never know how these videos are going to be taken. You just make them and throw them up and then continue with the next one and don't really think too much about it. Well, at least I don't. But so the first one was received really well, the 70s, and people really liked it. Really hard to make that video due to the fact that information is super scarce, and getting footage of games, like trying to record them or even trying to find them if I couldn't record them, and just trying to find arcade flyers, everything. The 70s was difficult to make. It's only 45 minutes long, which is a decent length, but I think that encapsulated most of the 70s, at least for me as an arcade kid, like a really tiny kid. It gave, that was the flavor of the 70s for me anyway, and I hope you enjoy the little history of it. And the 80s one was obviously released as well. That one's done extremely well. It's roughly about 15,000 views as of making this, and this is going to be released a week later, so it should be a little bit higher than that at this point. People have really liked that. They like the detail. That was my era when I grew up, so it was really important for me to give it as much attention as I possibly could, and that was fun to make. It was extremely long and it took forever. It took 6 months to make that, if you're not aware. So and I don't mean I'm working on that all the time. That's just chipping away at it, making other videos, going back to it, maybe working on it for a day and then leaving it for a week and then going back to something else, that kind of thing. Because if I was working on it constantly, I'd probably lose momentum and just be overwhelmed because it was just so much to cover. So I had to just break it up. And that brings me to the subject of part 3. So currently in the planning phase of that, just so you know. It won't be out for a long time, 6 months or more at least. It will be a video again which I'll be chipping away at, just like the 80s one, because it's going to be long. It's going to be one of those 4-hour epics again. I'm just kind of gathering all the games I want to cover at the moment, and there's, the list started out fairly reasonable, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be a 2-hour one. No, every time I kind of look over the list, I remember games which I've forgotten off it, and I keep adding to it, so the list is getting bigger and bigger, and I know there's a lot I still got to go through and make sure I haven't missed anything. Obviously, there is no way in the world you can cover every single arcade game ever made. That would actually be boring anyway. You don't want to do that. So I'm just picking the ones that I really like, and but I'm picking a lot, and I'm giving each one attention to detail, just like the 80s and 70s ones. So each game gets its own little, spotlight, which I feel like when people make these kinds of videos, they kind of just gloss over arcade games. I've watched a few arcade documentaries. I'm not knocking anybody in particular. It's just that they always seem to be so. They always seem to lack a lot of detail. They give you an overall impression of what's going on, but they never really talk about the games. They usually highlight 3 or 4 games. It's always the same ones in every single thing. It's always Pac-Man, it's always Space Invaders. Obviously I have to cover those because those are important to gaming, but it always seems like they just focus on 5 or 6 games, and then everything else just gets wiped out. I've seen so many like that. It's the same every single time. So that's why I just want to give every single game attention. So that's why the length of the video is ridiculous, but that's the only way I feel I can do it justice. And I'm sure if you've never played arcade games, you could look at one of these videos and get a really good impression of the variety, or just even individual information about games. So I hope they will be helpful for anybody that's never got to play or experience arcade games. So obviously the 90s one is going to be big. I've reached out to a bunch of guests. There'll be new guests from around the world, and lots of people have accepted. And obviously until I get the videos back and all that, I just, take it as it comes. You never know. But yeah, there's going to be some interesting guests, and there'll be a couple from the from the 80s one that'll also be carrying over a little bit, and it's going to be fun, and I hope you'll stick around, and later on this year it'll be released. So another thing I just wanted to mention, this came and went so quickly I didn't even have time to even think about it. It came out right when I released those arcade videos, and another 1 or 2 videos that did extremely well all at once. The channel went past 8,000 subscribers 500 subscribers ago. It happened, those 500 happened so quickly I didn't have time to react. I was in the middle of promoting those videos and doing all that kind of thing, and it just went up so quickly. And I just want to thank everybody that subscribed recently, all you new subscribers, and to the channel. Please, if you have a moment, you can check out the back catalog. I know a lot of you subscribe because of arcade, for the arcade ones. I have tons of videos about retro gaming on a whole bunch of different systems, consoles, computers, all that kind of stuff. There's plenty to go over, so you can check back and check out some of those older videos, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them. If you like the arcade one, then you'll probably enjoy them. Very similar styles, just in different genres, different systems and all that kind of stuff. Again, thank you. I'm very pleased with the way the channel is like ramping up here. And if you've watched the channel for like a couple of years since its inception, then my goal has always been to get to 10,000. That would be very satisfying for me. I don't know why. 10,000 just seems to be it feels like if I get to that point, I feel like I've actually contributed a little bit, just a little bit, to the overall retro gaming scene on YouTube. I just feel like then I've made some sort of contribution, and people have managed to at least get some information out of the videos I've made. Enough people that it's been worth it, and it's just satisfying for me to make videos anyway. I just enjoy it. But that's always been the goal. I don't know what's going to happen after that. I'll just carry on making videos, but I'll be I'll be kind of content that I've reached some sort of goal that I've been trying to achieve all these years. And for like 2.5, 3 years now since the channel's inception. So anyway, thank you everybody, and let's carry on going. And that's pretty much everything I wanted to say for now. I just want to thank everybody again for watching. Thanks for joining me, Bastich B at 64K. I hope you had a good time. And if you can please like and subscribe, that'll be greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.